Hello guys, logarithms. The logarithms of a number is the power of the number to a given positive base. So you need to have positive base. Example, now this is what how we're going to say this expression. The log of 16 to the base 2 equals 4. Now, as you can see, log is, well, sort of power, something to do with the power. And when it's something to do with the power, we will use index form. So I'm going to change this into index form first. So my base is 2, so I'm going to write 2 here. And my power is 4. So I'm going to write a 4 there. And then equals, my answer is 16. So I'll write a 16 right here. So that's same form, same expression. Okay, one is in a log form, one is in index form. So let's have a look at the question. Question 1. All right, evaluate, which means we have to find the answer, each expression. So this one is log of 81 to the base 3 equals the power. We don't know. So I'm going to change that into my index form first. So I sort of put it into the 3 as my base to the power, I don't know, equals 81. That's my answer. Now there's a couple of ways you can do this. The first one is trial and error. And the other one is a log with the base of 10. So what I'm going to show you is if I did it with a trial and error, in my calculator, right there, I'll just go 3 to the power 1 is 3, so I don't have to do that. 3 square is 9. 3 cube getting a little bit tricky, so that's 27. And I want to change it to 4. There you go, 81. So the answer will be 4 because that's all you have to write at the power. But what if I want to change that to log with a base of 10? So now we need to understand the calculator before we can do this. In your calculator, you will see 2 buttons that has a log and ln. Now that's a log with a base 10, and that is log with base e. Okay, so they're both the same, but we just use one of them when we calculate. So ln is, in other words, it's a natural log, we call it, because it's a base e. So I'm changing into base 10. So in your calculator, I'm going to use base 10. I have to clean this one up. So I'm going to use the fraction button here and the log here. Now you can't see base 10 here, but it doesn't really matter. It's already programmed as a log 10. I mean the base 10. So 81 and then log 3. And it's just going to give you the power. So the answer will be 4. Okay, so either way it works. Okay, next one. Part B for question 1. I'm going to push this down quickly so we can see the question. Here we go. Now this one is already the log of 1000 to the base 10. Now remember, if it's a base 10, we can use a calculator straight away because it has base 10 button on there, which is the log. So what I'm going to do is that and put 1000 in there, and it will give me 3. Anyway, the power of 3. So the answer to this question is 3. Now, second question. Now this time we need to change to index form to log form. Was it the other question? Question 1 was log to index and then find the answer. So let's write the log form here. I like this one to be swapped. So I know my power and the base on my left hand side and my answer on the right hand side, just because I feel, comfortable with that format. So 3 to the power of 5 equals 243. The base is 3, power is 5. My answer is 243. So I'm going to write that in log form. So log, my base is 3. My answer is 243 equals, the power goes to on your right hand side. So that's my log form, from index to log form. The next one, again, I'm going to actually change this one to the other way around. And then what I'm going to write here is log, the base is 10. The answer is 0.01. The power goes to my right. Okay, so next one. Oh, this one doesn't have any number, but that's okay. It's same rule. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do exactly the same as what I've done with the numbers. Oops, I've done something wrong there because it's not Q, is it? It's a P. So I'm going to go log, what's my base? Q. My answer is P. My power is R. Okay, so that's the same. The last one, okay, so same thing applies. I'm going to change this one into 16 to the power of quarter equals 2. And then what I'm going to do is the base, log base is 16. The answer is 2. And the power is quarter. There you go. That's what I've got. Now, next one is about logarithms laws. There's about 5 at this stage. There'll be some more later on, but for this time, I'm just going to use 5 of them. So memorize this if you could. So that's x times y. Times is plus, and divided by is minus. Sort of like index law, really. When you times, you plus the powers together, do you remember? And divided, you take away the power. So it's like that. Now, this one is very useful and important. When there's a power, you can put the power in front of the log. Okay. Now, this is interesting one that it'll be helpful if you can just memorize this carefully. Now, I'm going to change this into index form. So base and the power, is my power square, equals a, which makes sense. A to the power 1 is a. Okay. Now, this one is base to the power of 0. Anything with the power of 0 is, answer is 1. That's why. Okay. So try to memorize this if you can, quickly as possible, because we are about to do some questions that is related to these rules. So let's have a look. First one, log of 3 to base a plus log of 5 to base a. So remember, you can't just add them together. So this one will be times, isn't it? So log to something to the base a. Now you're going to have to times this. Okay, so that means log of 15 to base a. Okay, so that's not too bad. Now this one is minus, so that means divided by. So log to the base x, and 8 divided by 2, which is 4. 4. Now, we can go a little bit further if we, I mean, this is okay for now, but I can actually do a little bit more to this, because 4 is 2 to the power of 2, isn't it? And that is power. I can put this in front. So what I can do is 2 log of 2 to base x. I can even write like this. Okay. Next one. Okay. Okay, so that's sort of related to what I've just done. So that is just power, and I can rewrite this, write the power in the front, and then write it log of 3 to the base y. And this is 1/3 times, what is that? Base and the answer is the same, like b and b, so that's just 1. So the answer is 1/3. Okay, that's not too bad. All right, next one, E. Okay, let's have a look at E. So now, do you remember log of 1, log of 1, it doesn't really matter what you have the base is. Log of 1 is going to be the power of 0, isn't it? So that's going to be 0. Okay, so the answer is 6 times 0 equals 0. Yeah, so remember I'm using equals 0. So that whole thing is 0. Okay, F. So 5 times log of 2 to the base 10 plus half log of 4 to the base 10. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change this. This is the important part because you need to, we can't solve this. You need to have a sort of 1 in front of log to use the log rules, okay, laws. So I'm going to change this one to base 10, 2 to the power 5 plus log base 10, like that first, okay? And then what I'm going to do is log to the base 10 and 2 to the power 5 times 4. Now that is, guys, remember, what's this one? Is 4, which is 2. Yeah, so I could really write this as just this part. I can write just 2 to the power 5 times 2, which is what? 2 to the power 6, isn't it? So I can just write like that. So what I'm going to do is simplify log 10 2 to the power 6, and I can just put it in a calculator, but just for your information I can rewrite this like that even. So if I put that in a calculator, so I'll get 6 times log, because that's a log base 10, so I can just use my calculator straight away. So I'll get 1.806. I'm going to just do it in a 3 decimal place. 1.806. Okay, so that's the answer. Next one. Okay, so the same thing happens here. I need to put this one up. I can't just do that. I can show you some other ways. This is an interesting one. I can do different way. I've just saw that. So then log a 5 power 4. It's a bit small. What's that? That's going to be 1, isn't it? Now another way I can do this, as you can see here, that's 1, isn't it? Because the base and the answer is the same as 1. So I can just write it like this. And also I'm going to move this forward to the other side. I mean to the front, like that. Yeah, that means that's 1, and I'll just get that equals 1. So that's the same. Okay, and the H, let's have a look. Now that's power to the front of the log, and when you have the same base and the same answer, you get just 1. This part is 1. So 4 times 1 equals 4. Okay, so that's the answer. Okay, last two questions. I've got it here. Okay, so this is, when you see something like this, first thing you need to do is change this one into index form if you want. Okay, so I'm going to go log a x power half minus log a x to the power of minus 1. Remember, 1 over x is x to the power of minus 1. And that I can rewrite x half divided by, like that. Okay, because what is it? Take away is divided by. Now, this is purely the index thing, isn't it? So I can just write x half. When it's the same base, if it's divided by, you take away, but you've got minus already there. So it's like almost like plusing it, isn't it? And you will get x to the power of 3 over 2. You're welcome to use a calculator for this if you're not really strong with the fraction. So I've got x to the power of 3 over 2. And I can just rewrite it a little bit neater by putting the power to the front. Okay, and the last one, let's have a look. Now this one's, it looks a bit complicated, but it's not. So I'm just going to change this one, power to the front, 7 log ax, and then leave this denominator as the same. Now you can see the top, this part, and that denominator and the numerator are the same. So I can just cancel this, and the answer will be 7. Well done.